Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 scary videos caught in schools. So waking up at 6 AM for school is one of the scariest things I can imagine, but sometimes there are some very scary videos caught inside schools. From paranormal activity to canteens and buses acting very strangely. But before we get into it, why not subscribe and press the notification bell too, or you're getting a detention. Coming in at number 10 we have water fountain. So there's nothing more scary than the school water fountain. They're usually pretty grimy and gross. Or at least they were at my school. Well, early one morning in 2012, a student came in before class had began. As you can see, she walks over to her locker and is getting ready. She then goes to tie up her hair, not knowing about her surroundings. It does seem like absolutely no one's around. She's in early before school starts. But look closely at the water fountain when she goes to tie up her hair. As you can see, there seems to be some kind of outline right by the water fountain. The girl turns around and it seems to vanish. But then when the girl checks out her hair in her locker mirror, the thing comes back. I'm not sure if this is a ghost or a spirit. It does actually appear to lean into the water fountain as if it's taking a drink. Maybe it's the spirit of a student who used to use that same water fountain. I'm not sure if something terrible happened in the school or if this school is haunted in any way. Trust me, some of the ones on this list actually are. But for this one it remains a mystery, so let me know in the comments, is this a ghost or something else? Next up is haunted bus. So this one doesn't take place in a school, instead it's in a school bus, but I think that still counts. Also, this is a pretty wild clip, so I have to include it on this list. This video was caught in 2011 in the morning on a school bus security camera. This took place in the school parking lot just after the kids were dropped off. However, this footage went viral and many say this bus is haunted. That is because despite no one being on the bus, the handbrake comes loose and the bus starts rolling. This is strange as it's not on a hill, instead it's parked on a flat parking lot. Eventually the bus does bump into another vehicle and it does come to a stop. But after this happens, it sounds like you can hear screaming. Some say this is the ghosts of children who passed away on this bus. Perhaps the bus was involved in some kind of terrible accident. I really don't know, but this video is very paranormal and scary. And I really would not be surprised if this was a haunted school bus. Next up is Girl Ghost. This footage is from a college security camera in South Africa. It wasn't recorded during school hours, instead it was taken at near 11 o'clock at night. If you look at the doorway, you can make out some kind of smoke or mist coming out of it. Then that mist forms the shape of a human being. It almost looks like a girl who could attend the school. And to prove this even further, the spirit walks into a classroom. Despite this being called a college in South Africa, it's actually a high school to those in America. So could this be the ghost of a high school student walking around? Maybe it's the ghost of a student who went to this college who passed on. What do you think about this very scary and mysterious footage? Next up is shaking school. As a kid, did you ever wish your school would burn down or fall to the ground? I'm sure we all dreamed of that and the days off we would have if it happened. But one day it really did happen at a school and it was not what anyone would ever wish for. This one took place at the Yangfeng Middle School in China. In the middle of the day in January of 2015, a 5.0 earthquake hit the school. This began shaking the school and causing minor damage. More than 600 students were inside the school at that time, and they all had to run out and flee. The event was caught on CCTV, and you can see the students and teachers running out. People are actually playing ball games calmly outside. That's because this earthquake only reached the building. If you were standing outside, you wouldn't have noticed, but standing in a building, you would have. It's very scary this happened, but luckily everyone made it out okay. Next up is Surveillance Scrambler. When it comes to paranormal activity videos, they can sometimes be faked. But police have said there's no way this video is faked. Not only will it be illegal to fake, but it would also be technologically impossible. This took place at Pocatello High School in Idaho. As you can see in the footage, there's a large, shadowy figure hanging around near the water fountain. It then goes through various doors and goes up and down various hallways. But what's strange is, this ghost or spirit seems to be messing with their surveillance cameras. All of the surveillance cameras in the school are flashing on and off. This is not the lighting of the school, instead it's actually the CCTV. It seems hard to believe, but apparently the lights were fine, it's the cameras that were freaking out. They actually brought in some official paranormal investigators and they said this was real. They even called the police and the police said there's no way this surveillance footage could have been faked. The software they use actually have methods so you can't fake surveillance footage. This is for legal reasons, as surveillance footage is often used in court. So this isn't edited and really did happen, but what exactly was happening? Do you think the surveillance cameras glitching out was related to the person or spirit near the water fountain? I think they're definitely linked together, but I'm not sure how. Next up is marriage troubles. Having a dispute or argument in your relationship is very normal, but some people handle it in very evil ways. One such person is Cedric Anderson, who was having marriage troubles with his teacher wife. One morning, Cedric walked into the elementary school his wife worked at. The Californian elementary school didn't think anything of him signing his name in and walking in. After all, he is a husband of one of their teachers and they knew this. After this video ends, he actually goes into the classroom of his wife Karen. He then fires 9 bullets at Karen, taking her life. And then he fires one more on himself. Now, that's already terrible enough, but 2 student lives were taken in the crossfire. Police later found a note in Cedric's home saying he needed closure. This is a very eerie note and it's such a haunting piece of footage. Even though you don't see what happened next, it's scary seeing how calm he is walking in and signing his name. Next up is cheerleading ghost. So if you watch this video, you're likely very distracted by all these cheerleaders dancing. They are believed to be performing some kind of routine, and this was taken in Mexico. However, you have to look behind the cheerleaders to see what's so scary about this clip. As you can see, some kind of dark spirit can be seen running behind them. This isn't something that was just put on top of this video, as it does go behind the people. Some have said this could have simply been a shadow, but there's absolutely no light source to create this shadow. Could this be a haunted school and the spirits walking around checking out these cheerleaders? I'm really not sure what's going on here, so type in the comments what you think's happening. Next up is football ghost. If you go to an American high school, American football is likely a big part of everyday activities. Well, one night in Los Angeles, a high school was having a Halloween football game. Many students and parents were in attendance, and many were filming the events. One mom who went there named Karen filmed much of the events, but she didn't look at her footage until a month later, and when she did, her jaw dropped. She believes she saw the ghost of a former high school football player going in for one last touchdown. As you can see, a ghostly figure runs at superhuman speed across the field. This is not a human being and looks like a ghost or spirit to me. One of the players on the team playing did actually pass away years before this, so perhaps it's his ghost going in to score one last touchdown. Next up is Canteen Ghost. So this was taken in the Garland, Texas high school after hours. 3 students actually snuck into their school when the school was closed. I'm not sure exactly what they were doing, but they were in their school's canteen. Suddenly, a bizarre noise interrupts their conversation. One of the girls then notices something behind their school's soda machine. The cameraman and the other friend do not realize what this is, and they say, "What are you talking about?" But then they all realize a pale ghostly figure has been watching them this entire time. Sadly, the camera quality is not great, and I would have loved to see this in real life. But the kids who filmed this clip actually went to a high school where someone did pass away in the canteen. Years ago, a girl did actually pass away in that very same canteen they're standing in. Perhaps it's her ghost, or maybe this is something else. Really, I have no idea. But be sure to leave a comment letting me know your thoughts. Check out the poll in the top right corner to vote for the scariest video caught in a school on this list. I think it's the cheerleading ghost, as that is so mysterious. If you guys want more amazing videos, then check out my second channel. It's full of amazing videos, and there'll be a link to it on screen in a moment. But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now, leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.